What's going on, Pirates? And today I'm here to talk to you about one deck that I think is getting slept on with all these starter decks coming out, and that is OP12 Kuzan. With the new starter deck support, this thing actually gets so much consistency, so much board presence and pressure early with bigger numbers and bodies, so you swarm the field in just a completely different ways. And that's all because of this 6-drop Garp. Getting able to play out another Admiral a turn earlier on your 6-down turn just feels unreal. Most of the time you want to be playing the Aramaki out, just a big meta check card, pitching one, bottom decking, so not even bouncing back to the hand, the lower cost cards like Pinel. In this video you'll see Goofy, and then the fact that it's an every turn thing puts you in such a good spot. The other really good flex card that came out of the starter deck is this Borsalino. Being a 2k on top of everything it does feels unreal. When you're on your 10-down turns and say you got to go 6 and 6 on a Garp and your board presence is just unreal. Pitching one, making this a 3 so you can swing safely with this and just establish another blocker cheap, and getting to swing big numbers everywhere else feels unreal. The rest of the package is pretty, standard. Just with the amount of draw that's in the meta right now, I will say these two cards are actually some of my favorites. Making them trash something and then making them bottom deck 2. And 6 is such an easier number to hit than the hand rip law where it has to be 7. I feel like 6 is just a constant card in their hand. The Kuzan, obviously unreal, stunning something for a turn and then it's no cost, so it stuns everything, feels unreal. Yep, and then here's my little baby assistant pirate.
What?
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Alright, can you go back upstairs for a second?
Look.
You can look for a second, but I need you to go upstairs just because Daddy's talking, okay?
And you're fast.
Yep.
And I'm fast.
Yeah. Say One Piece.
One Piece.
Alright, cool. Run upstairs for just a second. I'll grab you in a little bit, okay? It's pretty standard as far as the events go. The reason we're on 4-2-2 instead of 4-4 is Gravity Blade is still a really good meta check, and then the cards that Gravity Blade can't hit, your Ice Time hits, so just depending on the matchup, like the Anels you want the Ice Time, a lot of stuff you want the Gravity Blade. Being able to pitch them too when it's like the matchup you don't need feel insane. The more I play, the only thing I will say that is feeling like bait is the Sakazuki. It's a brick, and I'm never really ever wanting to play this over any of the other Admirals. So I will say that I'm just deciding if I want to cut and just add a 2k or something like that. It just feels very not needed in the grand scheme of things. But today's video, we're going to be playing Goofy, Yellow Kid. I can't remember if I threw Zoro in or not, and then it is a Roger game, but the Roger game was a stomp. But yeah, thanks for, if you enjoy it, just give me a like, hit subscribe, I appreciate you guys. Let's get into the games. So we're going against Goofy this game. We're going to steal second. Having the Sengoku for turn 2, but not having anything else feels kind of bad. First turn we can Kobe, which is nice. We have the Garp and the Aramaki. This actually feels really good. Good enough to where I think I'm going to drop the other Kobe. Him not having the Luffy search turn 1 is good for me because here's going to be the 2/2 drops. We do play Grav Blade, which is great into this matchup. We can just start bottom decking stuff once we get Aramaki out. He is just going 8 and we'll just block. Save our life early. We'll go Sengoku here. Like I said, the Sakazuki is always just discard fodder. We'll grab Garp in the 2k, it looks like. Let's go 6. Next turn we get out Garp Aramaki. I can bot deck some stuff. Swinging 7 and not swinging the Bone Clay is actually very good for me. This is the question of, is this better late game or is it better just to get his body off board? And I think playing Luffy, it's always just better to get the body off board. Whether that is right or not right, who knows? And the fact that this bottom decks and doesn't bounce back the hand, you get such good value out of it in this matchup. And then can't make that a blocker, so we can swing 5 this turn. Because even if he establishes Buggy and another prisoner and swings with 1, we're already hitting the point where we're starting to get wide. And it could just be Garp into Ezo next turn as well with all the cards in his hand, because Ezo's on play is insane. And we can establish a really, really good board. While an 8k blocker into this deck is insane, because even if this is a Boa turn and he stuns it. Yep, that's kind of exactly what I was thinking. It could be this into a Mr. 3 stun, and then he gets to draw 2. Like I said, I do think we're going Garp. Ezo's turn. I like Kobe for late, so I will just give you the 1k. I don't know if you're going to swing the prisoner or not. But just in case you are, I just wanted to free block it. Unless you swing 10, then I just give it to you. But I really think something's coming down. You want to leave this up as much as possible while you only have 1 in this matchup, just so it, like, any little body he tries to flood. Like, the Ivankov can play something else, but we can just block or we can just bounce whatever the Ivankov plays, which is nice. Yep, so the Luffy will get you a search, but we can bottom deck the Luffy, which is nice. And we'll get 11, so he'll get big. But I don't even think that we're in a spot where we want to swing it. We'll drop the other Ezo just to drop a brick. Start clipping some cards from your hand. While establishing a pretty good board myself. Let's see what we draw. Because we're just doing so much filtering. If we can find our way into a Grav Blade, that's all the better. Them picking cards to put down is very hard for him. I am just going to pitch the Sakazuki at this point. Into another one. I almost want to play the Kobe over the Sengoku just so I can swing the 11 this turn. We'll see. Because that just probably forces him to block because I don't think he's expecting me. And then Kobe can at least protect it. Because we want to put pressure this turn, because if he blocks, he'll just have 1 blocker up, and just depending what we draw off of all these trashes. But since I have counter in my hand and 8's a big number for this deck, I'm not really... Just depending how he divides up Don, we have the counter. Yep. So thankfully this doesn't need to be rested. Mr. 3 will stun something else. I think he'll still swing the Buggy, because why wouldn't you? Give you the 2k there. I wouldn't mind going into another Ezo just because. He does just swing it. Grav Blade is very, very beautiful. Because I could just clear these and hold Grav Blade for later. I guess it's let's see how much he's willing to protect these. Yeah, I was like, because if he'll give me all his 2Ks. Not in threat of dying yet where I can't do this. Because I would like to clear those, and then just whatever board he tries to establish this turn, I'd like to save the Grav Blade for. And it's like we're equally as wide, so the amount of pressure we get to apply too is really nice. No blocker will 1K that. I don't really have to play any characters to really establish anything, which is nice. Whatever 2K you throw out, yeah, you draw, but it's getting bottom decked. You're Mr. 3, you can't attack, but I can still use ability. If it's just an 8, I just take it. But otherwise, it's just going to be bottom deck it. It almost, though, doesn't feel worth it to just Grav Blade the Croc. When it just feels like it almost feels like play Kuzan, stun this again. Let's start with one here. Trash one of these just to make that a 4. And now I don't even have to play the Kuzan. And I can just go big and potentially go for game here. Grav Blade is rough there. Good thing I already swung that though, because I just know how much counter they play, so I don't want to be greedy and go for game here, but I am in a good spot where it's now I can play this for sure, probably win on the next turn. Which I think we're going to go for the for sure win instead of the not for sure win. Just think not being greedy would be better. So then I can go 7, 7, 8, 6. See what he blocks. We'll get a lot of cards out of his hand. Or 7, 7, 8, 5, and just keep it down up so we can counter if it's anything crazy. Takes that. He has the blocker up still, so then we're just going to trash you, bottom deck you. Have the 2s, have the that. Just swing the 5, see if he gives me the 4, or just give me a counter out of hand. Yep. And I think that's just GG. I don't really see what he could do with 10 down for that. 2 cards in hand, yeah, and that's it. Kuzan, just the utility. Good against baby swarm decks, while your swarm is larger cost, so it's harder to get answered. Even if you double croc there, maybe that's where I keep the Grav Blade, but even double croc doesn't get you out of it, because then you really just have all bricks. And then you're going wide in a different way with Kuzan, where you're swinging 8s, minimum 6s, big bodies. You're not stunning this turn, so you're going to have, you know, another 8 coming at you. I'm saying I think Kuzan is very, very, very slept on going into this format. I just don't see with the utility, the draw power, blue, the amount you can play. Like I said, the only thing I'm thinking of is just finding something for this Sakazuki, whether it's just another 2K because it's a brick. I just never feel like I want to play this over anything else. Not over the Aramaki, not over the Kuzan, for sure not over the Izo. Borsalino just gives you so much flexibility when you get to late game and you just use effects. I guess the hardest thing I have sometimes is just picking what to discard because every card in this deck feels good and it has a use and you like it. But yeah, I just think these are going to be some really solid games today. Alright, so we are into Kid, so we will be taking second. We'll mulligan this. We can at least drop Kobe turn 1. This is an actual matchup where I do think Sakazuki is going to be really good. So we'll drop one of the Kuzans, draw 2. Get to play this Sakazuki just because yellow has such an inherent cards in their hand anyways, because they don't mind taking lives because they just want to it's just interesting to play the 2K, I guess. I am going to give him a 2K here just with all the other, or I might just block. I actually do think it is just block. It's very important against Kid to protect your life early just because they have all the 3 life triggers that they play. So when it takes you a minute to get rolling, because when they take them it's like killer's a 3 cost depending what version they're running, or a 3 life trigger depending what version they're running. There's that other yellow 3 life trigger, and they do play cards that just take life for free. Like some of them will run the Nami, some are running. This is a weird list in general though, I gotta say. I can't say I've seen too many just 1 cost spams. So on my 6th Don turn, it is looking like it is going to be potentially, it depends what he plays. We'll give you the 1K. If I could top deck a Garp, that'd be awesome. I almost wanted to take the life to look for it. Yep, and then you make this one the blocker. That's what I'm talking about, just burning life. Let's go ahead and swing. I need to drop a brick. I do think it's going to be Sakazuki. Just because it's more important for me to rip cards out of his hand. Especially after all the searching he's done. It was that. Grab Blade's good in this matchup, which is nice. So if we can play Ijo and start developing a board. I think that's the trashes. This is fine, and then we'll go 6. While we're still at 4, because hopefully he takes it. Can't trigger, which is nice. Because their life's always going to be stacked. On 7, I wouldn't be surprised if we just see a killer come down. I do think I'm actually going to try to protect this Sakazuki for a little bit, just because I don't have anything to play. Well, I guess I can play Sengoku off it. He just keeps going face. Like I said, I do think it's really actually important to protect your lives early until you at least start getting through some of these. We are on 8. Trash the Sengoku, minus 2k here. Him giving me that 2k honestly makes me want to just play this for 3 and go 9 at it. I believe. Go here. Trash an Ezo, draw 1. We do have a Garp, so next turn we can play that, which is nice. Knew the Basil, and he's got to draw 1, discard 1, and then he's got to discard another. Discarding a killer is kind of insane. So we're already 2 of those through. We don't know what list he's on, so we don't know if he has the Borsalinos and whatnot. Yep, so now his triggers are pretty live. I think we're gonna block in 1k, just because this is our Garp turn. Stand, make this a blocker. I am sitting here wondering if I want to Aramaki, which I do think I'm going to. We're pretty wide. We're saving this just in case it is Borsalinos. We'll see how much he decides to take this turn. Because if you do take this draw, that Sakazuki gets good value. If you block and 2k, we just do the same thing. And yeah, he just kind of figured that's great. And then we have the Grab Blade ready for this. Off lives. Let's say you play this in Borsalino next turn, I Grav Blade those. Yeah, we're just in a really good spot. Alright, and then we are into the King of the Pirates. Chose first, so we are going to mulligan because we're looking for a searcher. Did not see it, but we do have good curve. The only reason I'm debating playing this is just to filter cards. Six F5, that's fine. These will be good late game. Yeah, because on 4, you really want to go Sengoku here, but just in this matchup, I do think I just want to swing a couple 6s. And then we're Garping next turn. Because you can play Sengoku late. I just think with goal, you just want to try to burst them down. Could be a Douglas coming. Such a cool leader. He just goes 9. So this is where I'm like, it is just always ending up being Aramaki. And that's what I was kind of saying earlier in the video. Why the Sakazuki feels like a brick is it's just never really what I'm looking for. Because he's had good ramp. So I do think it is going to be Ezo next turn just to strip some cards. Because we can just free block that. If you swing that, I'll give you a 2. Oh, he was just going face. I should have actually used the trigger there. Because I do think I'm dropping, at this point, Gravity Blade. So I wish this was bounced to hand, because then you could just snag your 2k back, and that would be so sick. So we are going to do that. Trashing one of the Sengokus. Bounce that. Gonna go big here. Probably way bigger than I needed to. Oh, I forgot he was already 7. I'm a goofball. So he's got 9k leader. And this is where I would just rather see the Kuzan. 10 leader. We'll go here. Trash and Ezo. 2k. And this turn we're just going here. Trashing Sakazuki. Freezing that one. He's 9k for the turn, so you might as well just leave this as a blocker. We'll get to go 9 at least. Drop a Sengoku. Sure. And then we're chilling. See if another one comes down. And then this is where we're drawing so much, because then in this matchup, if you can hit the event, that'll freeze too. The new Newgate's actually really good in this deck, because you're just swinging massive numbers with lead. Because we are going to block that, and then we're just going to... resolve that. So he is just a 7. So we're gonna start with an 8 just because we'll trash 1. We'll just minus 2k here. We are going to trash this Aramaki. Just bottom deck that, gain it. Go 11. We are going to go here, trash Garp at this point. These two can attack. We'll rip Borsellino. Go here. Hard block the double attack. And then with these two not being able to attack, that should just be game next turn. See, this deck is just fun with the Swarm. The Borsellino in the late game makes it to where like you just have so many plays, and it being a 2k just feels unreal. The amount you draw, like it's only a 2 of, but I kind of wasn't too worried about seeing it. Not that it's my only win con, because you play so much counter and a good amount of blockers and stuff. Into Goofy, Anel, everything like that. Aramaki just bottom decking something is insane. And you get like just the base power out of it, so swinging 11 without attaching Don, you can just end up with such big swings late. And it's such a go wide. Like if he had been clearing my board or whatever, I could have just kept the Garp and not countered with it if he'd have been targeting board, and I could have just played out Garp and something else again. So he is going to try to clear. I think I have no reason not to counter out of this, just because I'm going for game next turn. Because even if it's rush... Yep. I just blocked that one. I almost wish... Yeah, just GG's. Perfect. Because even though it's a 2k, there's just no way. Just the freezing being power-based and not cost-based. And 10k just being such a high number feels so good.